Imagine being on the grandest ship in the world in 1912. Unexpectedly, there was a collision with an iceberg, and everybody is shouting, "Oh no! Help! We're sinking!" You see a white lifeboat and push people out of the way, because the only thing that matters is that you get off the ship. The RMS Titanic was called unsinkable because of the advanced techniques and the watertight compartments which would keep the ship afloat if anything happened. However, all that changed when Titanic sank on April 14th. Many individuals tried to help that night, but still resulted in one of the most awful incidents and leaves us asking, could Jack have fit on that raft with Rose? The sinking of the RMS Titanic on April 14th to April 15th, 1912 was a catastrophic disaster that occurred during its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York City. The people who built the ship were certain that Titanic would not sink, so they didn't try and prepare the ship in case of an accident. This meant that there were not enough lifeboats on board for all the people if they needed to evacuate. Based on the source RMS Titanic facts, it only supported 1,178 passengers, which was only about half the individuals on the ship. One dreadful night, Titanic struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic, which caused the watertight compartments to flood. At around 2:20 a.m., the ship split in half, which led to the boat plunging downwards, making it vertical. As the ship sank over the course of 2 hours, more than 1,500 people lost their lives, which was over 67% of the people on board. Rest in peace, Jack. The rescue efforts of the Titanic were chaotic and desperate, involving significant challenges. Once the Titanic struck an iceberg and began to sink, beep, boop, beep, SOS distress signals were sent out, prompting nearby ships to respond. This is Captain Arthur Rostron speaking, commander of the RMS Carpathia. We heard your distress call. Is everything okay? We are headed to your location. His ship was able to rescue 705 survivors from the lifeboats, providing them with food, blankets, and medical care. Unfortunately, many lost their lives freezing to death in the cold water, even though the lifeboats weren't full. In the end, the heroic rescue efforts of the RMS Carpathia describes their resilience in the face of tragedy. A key figure who was in the Titanic that night was Molly Brown, nicknamed Unsinkable Molly Brown. She was a first-class passenger married to a wealthy engineer and was an advocate for charity, education, and women's rights. Molly's most famous act was when she demonstrated remarkable bravery when the RMS Titanic struck an iceberg. In the midst of this craziness, she encouraged passengers to board lifeboats and help organize the evacuation. Once she got on a lifeboat, Molly immediately noticed that it was underfilled and urged the crew to return and rescue the others, but everyone else disagreed. She had to watch people sink with the ship and others freeze in the water. Molly survived that night and was recognized for her courage and resilience. Jack should have made it that night. His life was lost due to the number of insufficient lifeboats. The sinking of the RMS Titanic remains as one of history's most famous disasters because, let's be real, there was really room for two. However, amid the despair, stories of bravery like that of Molly Brown shine a light on the resilience and determination of those who did survive. The legacy of Titanic continues to influence the safety standards and reminds people of the fragility of life. Thank you.